guys, it's been a while, I suppose. It's been a while since I used this construction to take the babies out for a walk. And since they're so tired and it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, pretty sure my princess is asleep. Oh, not yet, but getting there. Oh, so cute. Oh, so cute. Oh, so cute. Oh, so cute. I love you. But rice is harvested, as you can see. This is just the leftovers, which they will eventually burn. Those fields are full of nothing, weeds. Today is a warm day. We had a few days that were like, what? Winter coats out. But right now with the sweater is a bit hot, so I rolled those sleeves down up, but it's hot. But I have a lot of catching up to do with you guys, or talking to myself on the phone, I guess. So this story with the bully at school, the interrogation part 2, interrogation at school part Japanese style part 3 is gonna be this video, okay? So at the end, I'm gonna tell you so far how the story has been evolving is with a happy end, luckily, because it's what do you call it, Inaka, countryside. Big cities probably wouldn't work like that, but also in the big cities they don't have schools that are small like this with 14 kids in a classroom. Big cities, they have multiple children the same grade, like 3 classes or 4 classes of the same grade. So when it's a small school, I suppose it's really visible and obvious who wants to play with who and who doesn't want to be, and who they don't want to be included in. So that's that. And long story short, I'll just review. So far what has happened is my oldest is in 5th grade. They have 6 boys in the class, I think, and 7 girls. Not sure. No, I'm not sure. It's been 5 years, but I'm not sure. There is one of the boys that my kid doesn't like since the daycare, since the nursery school. Long story. It's funny enough, I'm passing by their house now, but he doesn't call him on Saturdays to play at our place. He calls the other boys. They are not constantly all 4 of them coming to the house, but sometimes they do. Sometimes 1 or 2 will come, sometimes only 1 will come. It just differs. But and it's been since 4th grade, like 2 years. Since 2 years ago, it's been like that. Since they're allowed to ride their bikes in the community without an adult present. Recently, however, this little weasel had decided to make my boy's life miserable by every time sneaking up on us and checking who is on Saturdays at our place. And he would come with his sisters, or he would come alone, or he would bike around, or he would sneak behind the bush even. If you have not listened to my previous videos, it just got ugly. And every time he reports to the teacher on Monday interrogates the students, the other 5 boys. I don't know how that is her business, but it got to the point where every Monday they got interrogated by her, and then she said at the end, next time if you do that, on Saturday don't call him to play with you. I'm gonna have the principal talk to you. And of course the boys got scared and they cried, and that day came. And I guess the principal, the smart person that you look up to, supposedly, you're supposed to look up to him, that he is, sat down next to them and told them how they're the bad guys. And he, poor little guy, he's just excluded every time, and it's just not fair. Probably had to do a lot with dealing with his mom, who wants nothing but attention, even on media, on TV. She just loves attention. She's pregnant with her 9th. She's pregnant all the time. Like I promise you guys, it's just she's pregnant all the time, which is not my business. But what comes with it is like you don't have physically the time to spend with all of them. And the 5th grader, I guess, he's in that position where nobody really spends time with him or shows care and love and attention or any of that. So he's miserable, and he wants to be part of the circle with the cool boys. He wants to break up the friendship between my boy and his best friend. He just cannot stand the fact that those two are best friends, and the other boys are okay with that. They take it, they know it, and they take it. They still come and hang out. Well, got to the point where my boy was like, I'm not going to school anymore. After that last interrogation with the principal on Monday, he didn't show up on Tuesday and Wednesday. And on Thursday and Friday, we had to travel. So we were out of town to go to the Bulgarian embassy in Tokyo, where we spent 4 days and just came back on Sunday. So they all went to school, that school, on Monday. And today is Wednesday. So, long story short, on Monday, I believe, was it on Monday? On Tuesday. Not on Monday. Monday's interrogation. On Tuesday, show up. Was it Tuesday or Wednesday? No, it wasn't Tuesday. It was on Wednesday, because Monday's interrogation. Tuesday, my boy stays at home. He was just around us and with the babies, and we went to eat outside, and it was fun, but like weird kind of fun. You know, he's not supposed to be with us, but like he was, and I think he felt uncomfortable as well. But he also doesn't want to spend time with that stressful teacher that shaves them down to nothing with her strong words. And speaking of that, I mean, in Japan, you know, they fluff all everything, like the language, how they use it's just so fluff, not to hurt the feelings of anybody. But when you're the teacher, you could do that. You could tell them that they're weirdos. You could tell them that they're evil, they're the bad guys, they're the bullies. So when they came on Wednesday, because you know it's a concern now, the boy doesn't go to school, the teacher takes the responsibility. And then, you know, when the board of education knows about that, probably it's a problem. They had previously a teacher like that who got removed this new school year. Because of him, young guy, his students refused to go to school. One of them was our neighbor, so he never went out to join the boys to walk to school. So anyways, so it's not the first time, no, but different teacher. So, and she was their teacher in 3rd grade too. Note that. But back then, I guess I don't know. She's really strong personality. Like, I've seen her at school. She's just like, it's my territory. Can't tell me otherwise. What I do, what I say is the right thing. Blah, blah, that kind of attitude. So they come with the principal, her and the principal, and I joined the conversation after a while because I had to feed the babies lunch, and then I left them with their brother, who was shaking by the time. He was like, oh my gosh, my principal is here with the teacher. What do I do? And I'm like, just stay home and do nothing. We went to the school building of his father. That's where we did the talking. And sorry about if you hear that noise, that's the solar batteries that are making electricity right here. Some people, plant rice. Some people have that plant. What do you call it? They don't plant, but like plant solar batteries, make electricity and sell it to the electric company. Cool. Very expensive though. I think my girl is gone. So they come. Yeah, she is. Oh, beautiful boy. Is it too bright for you, Manisak? Oh, baby. So they come and they sat down and they talked to the husband. And I don't know what they were talking about, but he didn't have intentions to attack them or to tell them that they're really bad educators. He just wanted them to change, help them realize they have to change. If they want any positive outcome in the kids, they also have to change. So that was his direction. Mine was to make a point that, how I just told them from the beginning that what my kids, my boy, and all my kids do on Saturdays and on Sundays is none of their business. That's what I just said, and he translated it right away, directly like that. I think they should know that. And I told them that we have history with our family, and that the teachers, they come and go, they transfer them every 2-3 years. They transfer the teachers, and the principals stay in the school like only for 3 years or so. So they come and go, but like the kids are constant, right? Like the friends that you grow up in elementary school are the same. And so we have history with that family, and we have stories since nursery school with that little weasel of a boy. And so, and I told them that as much as they are trying to get their on his side, actually he's the bully, and he very much enjoys when they're being interrogated, and smiles, grins when he passes by and he sees them being talked down by the teachers, by the homeroom teacher. So he really enjoys the show. He creates a show and he enjoys watching it. And so I told them that, so they should know. I thought they should know that. And then I send them back to their school with some frozen cheesecake, because I'm selling a lot, so I just sometimes freeze it for the next day or the next 2 days. It's still good. And so I sent them with some sweet potato cheesecake, and I told them I understand the teacher's part. I know her intentions were good in the first, and then I tried to communicate with my son and try to help him see him, that boy, a classmate, with through the eyes of the Savior. But it's just really hard to love somebody who just continually, intentionally tries to hurt you, break you up with your best friend, and create and fabricate stories and lies so that he can be the good guy and they're all the bad guys. I don't think that's a healthy relationship with anybody, and I don't think anybody should take and endure and be around a person like that. So they have to deal with that little weasel every day of the week, the school days. So my boy is like, I don't want to do that in the weekends either. So it's enough to deal with that dude and listen to him and be in his presence in the classroom from Monday to Friday. I don't want him on Saturday in my house. And I said, I don't want him in my house either, because I know him and his siblings don't have like the best of hygiene, and it's still Corona, believe it or not. Anyways, so they went back. She, the homeroom teacher, took the other 4 boys aside, apologized to them, and they all came out of that room with smiles on their faces. So that's, I guess, a good thing. Then when Yamato went on Monday to school, she apologized to him as well. So I don't think he will fully trust her again. Like, he knows what she's capable of and how bad language she can use. He knows that. And so, it's like the parents, like once when the babies are small, all they know is goo goo gaga and like mommy's smiling, blah blah blah. But then those twins, they now know when mommy's angry face, they know when mommy says no, and they know when they did something wrong, mommy's reaction. So it's like that, you build this relationship of trust with somebody, and once you see them, with your parents, you kind of like have to work around it, because family members are stuck together in the same house. But like when it's somebody outside, you don't feel safe with that person anymore. So he has to endure till March with that homeroom teacher, and let's pray and hope she is a goner from that school, because she's been there for a while. And so there were two issues really, and with that whole situation, and her interrogating the kids every Monday, putting them down as like if they're nothing, and they literally cry. Boys, fifth graders who cry. And here I am thinking, fifth grade is the best year of your life. It's like they're so happy children, and they're so outgoing, because sixth graders, they just become like this really weird preteens that are just, I don't like it. But they're supposed to have the moment of their life in elementary school, and there they are, shoved down to nothing because they refuse to play with this little weasel. I know his siblings really. They have kids in every grade in elementary school and in every little class in the nursery school. Oh my gosh, there will be at least one of them probably with my twins, and I'm not looking forward to that at all, like at all. So that's that. Well, it took me 17 minutes to take all that out of my system. So far so good. On Saturdays, I don't know what's gonna happen now. Last Saturday after the talk, we were not here. My boys were actually playing with their cousins in a different part of Japan. So that's that. We'll see this Saturday. However, my little guy, he got omiyage, is a present you take from a place you visited, and you give it to your friends. Usually it's food, but he got them like a bookmark or like a keychain or something like that. I don't know, that has like the Mount Fuji image on it or something like that. I'm not sure, I didn't look at it. You dogs poop on the road. But yeah, so that's that. He got 4 presents for 4 friends, not 5. That guy's not included. And he never, but here's the thing, like that's what I started and I didn't finish my thought, sorry. So there were 2 issues here, you guys. One is between the boys and the bully, and the other is how the bully involved the teacher, thanks to his mom, who was probably calling the school all the time. And once a parent calls the school, you have to deal with it. You have to deal with it. And so we never called, but I think we should have. I think what is really frustrating for me as the mom of my boy, is that I am not capable of being able to communicate with them. If I did, I would be in it a long time, like years ago, way before she was here. But at this point, I'm like, either she's moving that family and humongous multiple family, or we are. And since they're not going anywhere, probably we are. Don't want to go there anymore. It's just hopeless. So there the issues were 2. One is the boy, the other one is the teacher, and then the principal. I don't think the 5 boys really would be capable of trusting that principal, or taking his word for granted, or like his word weighs something. I don't think so. He is a very skinny grandpa who's like doing the minimum of what he has to supposed to be doing, and then there are lots of kiddos with issues in that school, and I think he's just lets it go under the bridge. And yeah, but that's that. Other than that, we had a great time. 12 hours in the car from point A to point B. Well, going to Tokyo was extreme fun, especially in the service area stops in the highway, which by the way is not freeway. So I never go with freeway because it's not free. They actually charge you a lot, a lot, almost like $200 one way. Here and there, you have to get out at some point and go back into it. And in order to go to my sister's place, we had to go through Tokyo. So that was like, and it was night already, and so the lights are on. The city, you know, the big cities, I never sleep. The lights are lit anywhere, everywhere. Traffic is still the same at 8 p.m. A lot of cars. No, like here, look at this. This is like nothing like Tokyo. This is like beautiful flowers, and it's just so gorgeous. And I also have to keep in mind the fact that I have cheesecake in the oven and I have to go back soon. 20 minutes, okay. Because I have to switch it and put the other one. It was great for cousins to see each other and play. Honestly, for those 2 days there that we were not traveling, so 2 days we're traveling, 2 days we're still traveling, but like from my sister's house to the embassy was like quite the drive as well. More than an hour and a half, I think, because of the traffic. The traffic was just really bad there. Way too many cars and way too many trucks and taxis. And oh my gosh, the taxis are so brutal. I mean, they have to be, I guess. When you're in a big city, you have to be. But I thought the drivers in this prefecture are bad, but like, oh my goodness. But it felt good to be on Bulgarian land, like Bulgarian property in Japan, with the flag out and people speaking Bulgarian in there. We talked to the what do you call it? Ambassador, council, the main guy in the embassy, who does all the legal work with changing documents. I mean, renewing documents or making new ones for those little guys here. So, oh baby boy. Hold on, you guys. I have to lower his seat a little bit so he can relax his cute little head. Oh, Manisiak. Okay, good. And so it felt great. The babies were good sports until they were really tired. And then they had a good cry, both of them, one after another. It was a pain in the butt to get this little boy in to take a picture somehow. But we managed. And my sister sent us out with lots of cookies in a Ziploc bag. Oh gosh, that saved me. I mean, everybody was hungry and they just munched chocolate chip cookies. And her cookies like amazing. Her cookies are like the Costco cookies, but not as big, but like, oh my gosh, they're the same. It's yummy. I love Costco cookies, and so I love my sister's cookies. So that saved us, because it was like appointment was at 11 and he didn't come until like 11 something. By the time I was wiping the butt of my boy, because that's how he saw us in the waiting room, I was like, sorry, it's gonna take a minute. But he came back again, and it was just, and you know, documents, they take time. Picture taking took time. And then my oldest was smart enough to get his homework with him, because you know, when they left on Wednesday, their teachers made sure they go home with all the homework worth for Thursday and Friday. So on Monday they had to bring everything done. Don't know, I'm not sure how much they've done. I hope it was okay. I don't really check their stuff because I don't know how to. So their father deals with that. What else? We didn't go to places or parks, because the day we did the paperwork in the embassy was a rainy day, And the next day was fabulous. And we just cruised around the street. I noticed that there were people who didn't wear masks anymore, and they were elderly people, probably vaccinated. Isn't that interesting, guys? What kind of time we live in? It's like if you don't wear a mask, it's like you're rude. Because in Japan, people in general don't mind wearing masks, but not everybody did before. Now it's like if you don't wear a mask, people stare you down like, what are you doing, kind of thing. And everybody's talking about, are you vaxxed or not? Are you vaxxed or not? I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of it. I'm telling you, I'm just really sick of it. And this is getting so ridiculous, and I'm not yet, but I probably will have to if I want to start working next spring or leave the country and go back home. By the way, in Bulgaria right now is dark red code. I mean, that's like really, really, really bad situation. People are dying with hundreds and hundreds every day. Both young and old, both people with health issues or people that are completely healthy, or they thought they were completely healthy but they had some issues and they don't know about. I don't know, but my mom, my parents and I are not vaccinated yet, but you know, since it's really bad, and if I want to go back home next summer, I'd rather be protected somehow with something. They talk about third needle now and like the boosters and blah blah blah. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so behind with that. But also I have a cousin who wasn't vaccinated because of health issues, and he got the COVID, and he's not in a good situation right now. He's not in the hospital, but I think they use a ventilator at home because his brother, my other cousin, is a doctor, and he's one of the best cardiologists in the country. So he's basically keeping him alive. And my auntie, who is their mom, she is a doctor too. So, but the situation was not good because he has already health issues, and that's the reason why he didn't get vaxxed. And so that scared us all. Like last night, it was not good for him. His temperature was like 40 degrees Celsius, and for a while, and now it went back to 37. But like, you don't know what was the outcome of that burning and that stuff. I know he's gonna get over it, but my mom told me this morning, her morning, my lunchtime, is that she didn't sleep much and she prayed the entire night for his health. And she said, please keep him in your prayers too. And that's a person who was not raised religious, okay? So COVID-19 is making at the least people turn their hearts and their thoughts towards God. That's a good thing. Even in a very bad situation, that's a good thing. That's when you're like so desperate and helpless and hopeless, and the only thing that you know where to turn is like there's no, like, nobody told you about it, or you were not taught to turn to God, but like somehow deep inside everybody starts turning towards God in prayers, or verbally or in their hearts, when something really, really, really bad is about to happen, or they think it's gonna happen. It's just really interesting to me. It's very interesting to me how fast we are to remember God in our lives when we really desperately need a miracle. That's how I'm gonna put it. So in that way, my mom is turning to God right now a lot, and that made me happy. But you know, we're also humans, and we forget afterwards to be grateful, to recognize the hand of God in our lives, and just very easily turn towards, I'm the greatest, I can do this by myself, until the next time. You know, it's like the pride cycle. It's a very real thing. It happens on personal level, and happens on nations level, and it is very true. Until you're humbled, forced to be humble, you don't understand or maintain this reverence towards God and seek His help and guidance in your life. You don't have to live long enough to realize that, but living long enough is also helpful. cutenesses. They're still sleeping. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this short. Sorry. I said what I wanted to say. Took it all out. It feels good. Just gonna keep walking for a little while and maybe listen to some talks from church leaders and get inspired. This morning I listened to, and that was very interesting actually. It talked about the temple. As a member of the Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints, that's your goal, is you get baptized and you walk your steps through the progression of getting into the temple. That's the crowning event of your life. Like once you start going to the temple, you're ready for the second coming, pretty much. I miss it. I miss it. I haven't been to the inside of the temple for a number of years now, and the COVID-19 made things even worse. But they have a temple in Tokyo, and after we finished with the embassy, we drove by. It's in renovation still. I think they renovated the annex around it, like the buildings around it. It's beautiful inside and out. It just felt good. When I saw Angel Morana, the golden statue of Angel Morana with the trumpet, it just felt good. It just felt home. It felt really good to see that. And no matter which country you're in, when you see that, it's like you feel home, you feel safe. That's the feeling I have. So we saw the one in Tokyo. It's not rededicated yet, which means they probably are going to have an open house where everybody goes inside. Anybody can go inside and see how it looks like inside. They just put like covers on their shoes because it's really beautiful and white. The carpets are nice and white, and the paintings are amazing inside. It's just the house of the Lord is made of the best materials, and it's all built from the tithings of the membership of the church. And it's just amazing to me. And every general conference, which is twice a year, they announce a new temple being built here and there. Last conference there were how many? 18 temples announced. One in Madagascar, lots of them in Utah, in Taiwan. I don't remember all of them, but it just feels great. Like the members of the church can attend it. Before, years ago, it used to be really hard. You have to plan a trip to go to the temple and stay there for overnight or for 2-3 nights, and you have to pay for your trip. You have to provide your food. It's a different country. You have to change money. I remember my first trip to the temple was in Germany, and back then they had marks. Their currency was not euro even. So yeah, it's very different now. And still from where I am to say the closest temple in Japan will be 7 hours of driving, but it's still in the same country. I don't have to get on a plane and travel and go to different countries, speak different. Not that I speak the language of those people here, but still same country. But it just feels home. It felt really good. I took a picture there, and one of my kids had a meltdown, so he stayed in the car because he's stubborn enough to disengage from us. But it's okay. We just took a quick picture, walked around the grounds, felt the peace in our hearts, recharged, and got back into the car with him. Parenting is really hard, you guys, especially when you have 5. I have to tell you, those 2 twins are the best thing that ever happened to me. In a way, I'm not saying they're perfect. They're naughty enough to do things but because they're 2, if one listens to me, the other follows. You know what I mean? If it's just one, it will just sit down and go through the tantrum, and it's gonna be forever. But with those 2, they don't throw a tantrum at the same time. So if one is good, the other one can do that, and then I'll let them. But then if one of them follows me, the other one follows the other kid. You know what I mean? So It's just, they are amazing. I love them to pieces. I just cannot even tell you how much I love those babies. They are God sent. They sure make me tired to death. I don't feel my back at all. Like, since this trip and sitting down my butt for so many hours, I just feel I have to start doing the T25 again. I will. Just have to finish this week with all the bakings that I'm doing. And in November, I'm just gonna start again because, trust me, it's just, I don't feel my body. And when I don't move much, it's just, but especially when you're 40, you start feeling it. Not good feeling. I'm sorry, it's going up over 30 minutes, but yeah, they are amazing. They are amazing, and I love all my kids. They just, it's hard. It's not perfect all the time, but like sometimes, don't you have like those moments when you see them all together, or you're surrounded by them somehow? They just, how they gather together for prayer is like you're in the middle, or like you would see them playing and you're watching this, and you just stop and turn around and just look at them, and you just, and in that moment you just feel like time stops, and it's this, you just keep that as a memory in your brain. It's like, if you can think of Harry Potter, the movies of Harry Potter, how the pictures on the walls are like a whole sequence of movements. Yeah, that's how I feel like it just like, it's this living image, a short video or whatever in your mind, how they're playing and giggling and smiling, and it's not even in slow motion, it's just them being happy together, or me being with them at peace, and it just feels so good. Those moments is what make me keep going, because they're worth every second of it. It's not all the time though, but I love them so much. I don't even know why I'm so emotional right now. It's just, I'm not in period, or I'm not like pregnant, or I don't know. I'm just, life is precious, and spending it with the people that you're with is just amazing. And whatever happens ahead, and good or bad, we take it as it is, and we just trust God is in charge. No matter how many people try to corrupt this world with their secret combinations and their, I don't know. I think the good always prevails, because God is on our side, and He's the creator of this whole thing, this whole entire thing that we're surrounded by, including you and I. And so, you know who's in charge, you take your side. That's how I think every day. Anyways, that's all from me, guys. Bye.